So, yeah, the next question. Oh, how difficult was the qualifying test? An interesting one. I think it's a bit it's a bit hard to say whether it was difficult or not, but I would say it's definitely suited to the materials that we've learned in the prep course. So yeah, and I think they also take into account, like for Japanese, like your Japanese level, or if you're a beginner, it won't be something exceedingly hard. But it's a test after all, so it has to test it in a way, right? So it couldn't be too easy as well, I would say. Yeah, how about you guys? How was your experiences?
So for my faculty, it's a bit different. We have an interview, and in addition to that, we have written exam. So I had to write a short essay in 1 hour. So which I thought I wasn't prepared for that because my Japanese wasn't good for that. I thought so. So I prepared for that every day and wrote some. My teachers, Japanese teachers, gave me some topics so I can write later on my own. So I wrote that exercises, so which helped me a lot. So usually interview itself it's quite similar to the admission interview. So afterwards, written exam was, I think it was quite hard for me.
What do you think, Yan?
Oh, I think it was pretty fair. As Fauzan said, it's definitely suited to the material. So if you listen during in my case it was chem, physics, and math. If you listen during those lectures and then take your own time to do the exercises on your own, I think you can do well on the preparatory course. And for my faculty, there was also an interview. The interview, well, it felt like the interview to get into Kyoto iUP. So I mainly did the same preparations. Yeah. What about you?
So we have the same course, physics, math, and chemistry. So as Fauzan said, it's very difficult to actually pinpoint how difficult it was. But yeah, it covers most what is taught in preparatory course. I wouldn't say it's hard, but you need to put effort in reviewing the materials. If you did take time and actually study those materials back and forth, I think you could do it without any difficulties at all. And for my particular faculty, as long as you know that, as long as you learn from the preparatory course, you needn't worry about the interview at all, I think. You can answer their questions because their question is just mostly generals. You don't have to worry much about it.
Yeah, that's true. I think I forgot to mention about my interview as well, but it was in Japanese, but I think the professors were really understanding of my Japanese level. So, and I knew that the interview was not to test my Japanese, it was to know more about my motivation and what I hope to learn in the faculty. So I think that's not really too much of a big deal. Yes. And we can go to the next one. Yeah. How much time did you spend preparing for the qualifying test? Oh yeah, for me, I was kind of worried because like I said, the interview was in Japanese, so it was, yeah, I took quite a few weeks perhaps like to prepare for that interview, and yeah, I was kind of worried about my Japanese level, but as I said, it turned out really okay, so yeah, maybe I didn't really need that much. Yeah, how about you guys? How was it?
So actually, for when they announced the qualifying test and my particular department interview, I got really worried because it's like a semester's test because we took full 6 months courses, and Kyoto University is a very, very prestigious university. So I thought it's gonna be really hard for me, and then I took quite a lot of time to prepare actually, but I can assure you that it's gonna be okay as long as you understand the contents in the preparatory course.
For social science, Kyoto iUP office actually provided 4 weeks preparation for qualifying tests. So what we did was we did mock tests for an hour, and after that we did mock interview, and I believe that helped me a lot and also other students because we didn't take that in a class. It was one person and one teacher.
And for my case, the interview was in English, but I also took some time around 2 weeks. Well, not the full 2 weeks, but some time for 2 weeks to go to mock interviews.
All right. So yeah, we're going to move on to the next question. Oh, how are the classes in your department? I think yeah, for the second year students, we probably have taken like some of the liberal arts courses. Yeah, in my case, in my first year, I mostly took liberal arts courses. So that's yeah, that allowed me to explore some of the subjects that I wouldn't really learn in my faculty's lessons. And now in my second year, I'm trying to focus more on those specialized subjects from my faculty, learning more about economics. Yeah. I guess what about in your case, Yana?
Oh, actually, I think I I'm the opposite. Like in the first year, I did take mainly liberal arts courses, but because of my faculty, I had a lot of preloaded courses in. So I had to take like calculus, linear algebra, and all. So there wasn't much room for me to take subjects that aren't prescribed by my course. But this year, I'm freer. So this is the year where I take a lot of courses that aren't related to chemistry. So right now, I'm taking a sociology course, which is like the furthest thing from chemistry you can get. And I take liberal arts courses in Japanese. And I think that's a really good experience. I don't fully understand the class, but I'm proud of myself because I can follow what the teacher is saying. Yeah. What about you guys?
So for me, I started as a first year and I took most of the classes from the Institute of Liberal Arts as you. But I also have some of my specialized classes from my department. But so I'm in first year. It's gonna have like 1 or 2 classes at most, and most of them are in the liberal arts where I get to explore what I really like. Apart from like, because I'm in the engineering, I have to take like physics and math and linear algebra. But I also have a few slots in order to feel like what subjects, what kind of field that I would be interested in. Recently, I'm taking psychology because it captures my interest with the course description. But I'm actually trying to find out what I like more in the next semester because they also offer you the freedom to take whatever you like in those classes. What about you, Doko?
So I'm taking a few specialized courses, but whenever I take classes in Japanese, it feels like mood change because when you take English classes, you don't have much chance to talk to Japanese students. But when I take classes in Japanese, and sometimes I took English class in Japanese, that I feel like it's very good opportunity to socialize with Japanese students because you don't have much chance to talk to them and understand what they doing in the semester. So you can study with them sometimes and ask what you didn't understand in the class. It helped me a lot.
You know, it's really important what you just said, like the communication with Japanese students, because you don't want to be sad and alone in your room. You have to go out and socialize with other people, and that's a very good opportunity to do so. And also practice your Japanese.
Well, I guess what you guys just said actually related to the next question is that, like, do you have chances to communicate with Japanese students? Yeah, some of it has already been talked around here, but yeah, I do think that in some of the, perhaps in like liberal arts courses that is done in English, like some of the Japanese students would come up to me and ask me for help. And in turn, like in some of the specialized courses in Japanese, I would come to them to ask for help. Like, so that kind of thing would facilitate, the communication and perhaps might even help you make a few friends, right? Yeah. How is it for you?
I think that in both the classes I take in Japanese and the classes I take in English, I am able to communicate with Japanese students. In an English course, of course, they do sometimes come to me for help. But a lot of the classes are still hybrid. A lot of the classes are still held online. So in some of the classes, I don't really get to talk to them. Like I have Japanese classmates, but since it's on Zoom, I don't really get to talk to them. But I think next year, especially for me, because I'm going to start laboratory classes, which are definitely going to be in person, I think that's going to be a big chance for me to be able to communicate more with Japanese students in my course.
I'm kind of regretting not joining circles now right away class because that might have been a great chance to get know Japanese students and not only from your faculty and also different faculties. So I would highly recommend to join circles.
True, I am also regretting not joining a circle. I am definitely going to join one in the next semester. But as she said, like I have an experiment course, and the experiment course was in Japanese. And I was really worried about not understanding the lecture, not understanding what the professor said. But when I sit down, every Japanese students around me were trying their best to like help me. They're asking, what do I need? What do I don't understand? They would try their best to like make sure you are a part of the class too, that you understand what the class is, where the class is going. And they also, after the class, they also contacted me and asking me if I want to hang out with them. So they're really, really nice. I would recommend you taking Japanese classes with Japanese students.
Yes, that also happened to me because like my classmate girls, they made a group chat and helped me to like the whole purpose of the group chat was how I'm gonna know each person's name and face. So I'm remembering one person's name and face each week. So it's actually very funny.
Well, that sounds really interesting. Yeah. So the next question is, assignments. How are the assignments in your class? I think it really varies from class to class. Like some classes are more focused on writing essays and doing reports, and some of the other classes don't even have assignments. They just focus on the tests. So yeah, I think it really, for a general trend, I think liberal arts courses tend to be more on the report and essay side, and like specialized courses, at least in my faculty, are more focused on testing and don't really give out too many assignments.
Yes, like in my faculty, we don't have much assignments. Some students think no assignments, so means no pressure, but it doesn't mean nothing. You have to study on your own. So sometimes you have to unlearn the studying method you had in high school because your teachers told you what to do. But in university life, you have to find what you have to study. So don't just, leave yourself lazy. Like you have to actually study on your own, even without assignments.
I guess it really does vary between subjects. Right now, I have a subject wherein most of the grade relies on the final report. That's most of the liberal arts courses, I think, that are humanities. And some of my specialized courses, I think, in organic chemistry, physics, right now, in organic chemistry, there's a report every week. So you have to submit that report every week. And I think actually that kind of structure helps me because when I review for the final exam, because of course there's a final exam, I can just refer to the reports I've written over the past 14 weeks or so. Yeah.
As Faustin have said, that your assignment actually hugely depends on what class you take and what department you are from. So for me, as an electrical engineering major, I actually don't get many essays. I got mostly reports and problems, and mostly just to know what I think of the problem, this specific problem, instead of writing essays like the Department of Law. And I think it's very manageable if you actually put some time into studying. It's not very overwhelming if you actually know how to manage your time in life and your university assignments.
All right, so last question of the day. Here we go. Lastly, what are the good parts of joining Kyoto iUP? Oh, yeah, this is quite a...
It's going to take very long for us to
Yeah,
talk
good
about
question.
that.
Honestly.
I think at least for me, I think one thing that I've been, I felt glad after joining Kyoto iUP is just how much support they have given me. I think we've also mentioned this a couple times during the interview, but like they support you not just in your classes, not just about your Japanese language proficiency, but also about your daily lives. Like if you've got problems, and I think like some people, they have accidents or they get sick, like they could just contact the iUP office and they'll give a lot of help. So I think that's really one of the good points of Kyoto iUP. Yeah. How about you guys?
So for me, I like to, so there's a lot of things that I want to talk about, but I'll cut it short into 2 points. So first of all, what I'm glad about joining Kyoto iUP is probably they've given me the opportunity to live and study in Kyoto City, one of the best city in the world that has both traditional culture and also modern technology. So I love this city so much. The weather can be harsh sometimes, but it's very, very nice, and people are not so crowded. Overall, the quality of life is just amazing here. And the other thing is that Kyoto iUP actually ensures they pay a lot of attention to individual students. They provide support like in every step you take during this university class, and I am very grateful for that.
I agree with living in Kyoto City because it's big city, but not big city. So when you go to the south and north, you can actually enjoy the riverside and mountains, but you can also enjoy city lives. So which is, I find it very interesting. I don't know where else I can find this kind of environment in the world.
I think for me, what's really impressive to me about Kyoto University is that it prides itself on a culture of academic freedom. Like I remember one of the teachers speaking to us, and he was so proud that Kyoto University alumnus got an Ig Nobel Prize. It wasn't even, of course, if we talk Nobel Prizes, then Kyoto University will definitely come into the conversation, but it felt like he was more proud of the Ig Nobel Prize, which is the prize that makes people laugh than think. So I feel like that's a really good philosophy to have in learning. Because for me, I feel like when I was in high school, I was too caught up in traditional ways of thinking. More like if I had just stayed where I was, I wouldn't be able to grow as I had in Kyoto iUP. And here I am now, and now I have a third language, which I wouldn't have imagined if I had just stayed in my country. And I'm taking a lot of courses in different subjects, which is not just, of course, I love chemistry, but I've learned so much about so many other things and so many other people. And yeah, I think that's the biggest advantage that I've gained in joining Kyoto iUP.
I agree with Yana because I saw so many people losing their passion while pursuing university degree. It's kind of overwhelming to get university degree and pursuing your passion at the same time. But Kyoto University actually gave us this great opportunity that I'm so glad of, because in my faculty, I can even take political science and economics and even the science classes, and no one will say bad thing about it. I can do it. That's really nice.
True. Like the thing that you love about Kyoto University is the freedom of exploring, like they give us a lot of opportunity to explore from different perspectives to learn, and that is very, very exciting, and I really love that.
It spices up our university life.
Yeah.
Spice up, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
We're waiting for you.